Hello everybody and welcome to the Tortoise channel. Here we are. I'm sharing my eToro screen right now and you can see that the markets are bleeding sharply once again. So I'm recording this on February the 12th. And I will be posting this tomorrow on the 13th. But you can see that, the markets are already sharply down this afternoon. And it's 4 p.m., four and a half, right? So it's about 4:30 London time, which means that the US market is already opened. And we are seeing a lot of selling pressure again across tech. And this is precisely what I've been warning about, because this is one of the most concentrated indices. So this is one of the most concentrated indexes in history, right? It's one of the most concentrated markets because we are seeing that, and I shared this with you many times, and I will be sharing it again. And you can see that the market concentration right now, if you can see this right here, bear with me 1 second, market concentration in valuation, you can see, for example, that the US market concentration in particular sits at nosebleed levels. Look at that. The top 10 stock share of S&P 500 market cap hits 38% in June 2024, doubling since 2010-2014. And this is incredible. So we have a market that is overly concentrated across the tech space. And now with fears of AI, we are seeing a lot of these companies getting absolutely smoked, right? In addition, we also have one of the highest valuations in history. And as you can see, if I go here to the Shiller P ratio, and many analysts have been saying that this is already outdated, and it's outdated until it's not. Okay, and what you can see is that we are now from a Shiller P ratio standpoint, we are now at the second highest level in history, only surpassed by the craziness that we saw back at the peak of the tech bubble, right? And the same happens if I show you, for example, the Buffett indicator, right? So, and how do you calculate that? You just do this is the market cap to GDP, right? And what you can see right now is that this one sits at about 222%. And you can see what happened in the 2000 tech bubble and in 2007. And look where we are right now. This is absolutely insane, if you ask me. And yet people continue to disregard this. And of course, passive investing has kept indices going on for such a long time. I'm not calling for a market top. I'm not in the business of trying to predict what the market is going to do over the next few months or years. I'm in the business of finding great quality when it's marked down, as you all know. And what we can see, because the Nasdaq is already well off of its highs, right? Let me have a look here. Many of you are, if you are looking at this, you are saying, oh my God, but the Nasdaq is only down 5%. Yes, but because for the Nasdaq to be down 6 or 7%, what happens is that many of its constituents will be down 30%, 50%. And that's what we are seeing in software names, right? So for example, look at some of Wall Street's darlings. This company, I can't tell you how many people told me that they will never become cheap. Look at ADP. Look at this one. By the way, this one has been a terrific compounder, and it's already a 100 bagger. If you had bought this company many years ago, and if you had stayed with it, you would have 100 times your money, which is incredible, right? It's been a phenomenal compounder, but even phenomenal compounders get pounded, as we well know, and that's what allowed us to buy Constellation Software. Thank you very much, Mr. Market, for your wild mood swings. And ADP, as you can see right now, so this is down, what? Is it 40% from the highs? Look at that, 36% from the highs. And the multiples are compressing because many of these companies were expensive. So even though they are down, say, 30%, they are still expensive by my standards, but I can show you a quality one that is not as expensive, and that is Microsoft. And this company continues to bleed as well, already 30% of its highs. Wall Street darlings can also get pounded, right? And so they are leading the sell-off, and let's see what's going to happen over the next over the next few months. I'm very interested in seeing what other companies become cheaper. And if you guys are following the channel for quite a while, then you know that please make sure you have your watch list ready with great companies that you want to invest in. Don't just copy my portfolio, right? Because I mean, what's the point? You don't if you don't really understand what you're doing, then copying my portfolio is not really going to help you over time, because education is by far the most important aspect of investing. Get educated first, and a lot of the videos that we are putting out is just free education that you guys can use, right? You can work that to your advantage. And so, yes, make sure you build that watch list of companies that have a meaning to you, and then decide the value that you want to pay for each of those companies, always prioritizing the margin of safety. And look, I know many people will tell you otherwise, but please, if you are following me, then you know exactly what I'm doing with my own money. I believe in buying quality at a great price. And you can do that, especially when markets are quite volatile, as we are seeing right now. And so make sure you are ready for when the time comes, and then pull the trigger. Yeah, I mean, look at that. These are some of the companies, right, that I have here. So, guys, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I always use eToro for educational purposes, but I always use interactive brokers to execute all of my transactions, right? The like a Tortoise portfolio transactions. But still, here you have many great quality companies on this investing watch list, and you can see that many of them are now in the red. Evolution continues to bleed. So does PayPal. Look at that. PayPal has already sold off so much, but it continues to get pounded. And what's more, look at Aiden, down 20% after earnings, right? I mean, look at this. I mean, payment companies, those of you who think PayPal is so the sell-off, PayPal is the only one struggling in the sales space. Okay, then you are not paying attention to the broader market. And Aiden again provides online provides online payment solutions, and you can see that they are down 21% after earnings. Okay, so I mean, yeah, it's just what it is. And look at that. Netflix, another Wall Street darling. This one is down today about, yeah, almost 6%. And you can see that this company, which is a very high quality company, in my opinion, okay, I just don't like how much debt they have taken on to buy Discovery. And that is precisely what is causing the stock to be under a lot of selling pressure. But you can see that the stock is down already 44% of its all-time highs, and maybe it will continue. And you can see that the blue line marks a key level, at which point I will be interested in delving deeper into the company, because yeah, I think then Netflix is a good company. I think it's so ahead of competition is incredible. But again, don't take this as financial advice, because I may not buy it at 57. So always do your own due diligence. That's it, everyone. So what am I doing with my own portfolio? That is exactly what you guys want to know, right? I'm remaining patient. I'm remaining so patient, because this is exactly what Tortoise investors will do when the market is panicking, right? We will buy when the market is selling, and we will sell into a greedy market. And exactly, speaking of greed, look at precious metals, right? I mean, so many people. Even a few weeks ago, I was talking to a few clients that were asking me, Ed, but should I buy precious metals? Look, with all due respect, what were they doing when silver was at $30 per share? Because when it was at 30 and it stayed there for such a long time, nobody was interested in precious metals. Now that they are at all-time highs and making headlines almost on a daily basis, people cannot wait to FOMO into these names just to get smoked. Because that's exactly what's happening already. We can see that silver is well off its recent highs, and anyway, I mean, it's just what it is. So never chase, never buy into FOMO, and make sure you have that portfolio, that watch list ready for when the time comes. and I think you will do very well going forward. Here we go. This is the chart, right? I mean, look at this. Look at that. Silver remained, look, from 2020 all the way through 2025, silver did nothing, right? In fact, it did nothing going back to 2011. That's why I never invest in precious metal companies tied to the commodity in precious metal space, because their performance is very tied to the performance of the underlying commodity. But you can see that now this thing went up, people were getting interested, and look at this blow off top, in my opinion. I don't know if this is going to go up, but this is insane. Never chase anything like this, because this is absolutely mental. This thing is down 35%, and I think, my God, this is just the recipe for disaster if you invest this way. But that's it, guys. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping a close eye on the companies on my watch list, and some of these names continue to get cheaper by the day, and very soon they may very well breach my margin of safety entry price, at which point I will create more videos on companies that I just bought and added to my portfolio. The last one was Constellation, and and yeah, and so hopefully that what I the Like a Tortoise portfolio is not a fully invested portfolio yet. Ideally, I want to have about 8 companies in that portfolio. Right now we have 7. That means there is space for one more, and so I will keep you guys posted as always. And as always, smash the like button if you like that, and if you find value in what I'm doing. And if for some reason you believe that coaching is not for you, then please make sure you share this with people that can benefit from what we are doing as well. And because ultimately we are all playing the same game, we want to achieve financial freedom over time, and the decisions that we are making today will allow us to do that. Okay, so speak soon, guys. Have a great day, and yeah, keep safe.